All right, Pistons fans, so in today's video, we have to talk about last night's game against the Brooklyn Nets. And just when I thought the season couldn't get any more interesting, ever since Cade Cunningham has came back, the games have just been so much more fun and so much more entertaining to watch. And last night's game was very, very intriguing. So if you missed the game, you did miss one heck of a ball game. It was very, very entertaining, man. The Pistons lost 90-96 to the Brooklyn Nets. No Killian Hayes for us. He was on the injury report. He did not play this game. And we were going up against James Harden, Kevin Durant, Lamarcus Aldridge, and the Brooklyn Nets roster. So let's get into this, man. First thing that I want to say is that we did stay in this ball game, okay? This is not a game like the Philadelphia 76ers. It kind of did feel that way in the beginning because in the first half we played well, in the 76ers game, but then we lost it towards the second half. And in this game, I was kind of getting that same feeling throughout the first half. I was like, oh, we're going to stay in this game, but then in that third and in the fourth quarter, I thought we were going to lose this ball game, but that was not the case. The Pistons stayed in it. The Pistons kept fighting. So I'm just going to give credit right there, where it's due to our young Pistons, man. Going up against one of the top teams in the NBA, guys with multiple, MVPs on their team, staying in this ball game and continuing to fight. Just love the grit out of our young guys tonight. A point that I want to get to is the defense tonight for the Detroit Pistons. This was a low-scoring ball game. Both teams finished under, 100 points. So when Dwayne Casey and Troy Weaver was talking about in the offseason, focusing on the defensive side of the floor, it ran true tonight. Against Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Lamarcus Aldridge, the Pistons did their best against these guys. Always making sure that we had at least one hand in these guys' face because you can't leave a James Harden open or a Kevin Durant open. You have to throw multiple looks, multiple guys at them, just get them out of their comfort zone. And if they score because they are top guys in the NBA, but you can at least put the effort in to do your best to make sure that you can throw them off of their rhythm. So I will say defensively, that was the reason why we stayed in this ball game. The offense wasn't really clicking in the first half, but the defense was really there, all night, all four quarters. So I'm giving props to our guys, everybody on the roster. It wasn't one player tonight who you could just call out and say, oh, he wasn't giving effort on defense. No, the entire team played team defense tonight. From Corey Joseph all the way to Kelly Olynyk, this was a team effort defensively. The next point that I want to get to is Isaiah Stewart versus Blake Griffin, man. That was a fun battle to watch that I was not expecting for him, man, because, Blake Griffin, he is a power forward / center type. He only plays center in small ball lineups. So to see the battle between the two of those guys throughout the entirety of the night was very interesting to watch. And I would say Isaiah Stewart, he won the battle. Isaiah played like a true man tonight. He is built, man. He is a strong man. And in the post, guarding Blake Griffin, or if Blake Griffin was guarding him, he would muscle his way through Blake Griffin. Even when Lamarcus Aldridge would come over and, try to help Blake Griffin, Stu would go with Lamarcus and Blake at the same time. He did not back down going up against these two guys. He put his full effort going up against them. So Isaiah Stewart played like a true man tonight. He babied Blake Griffin. He was fighting for rebounds. He finished with 9 rebounds on the night. And even with him being undersized and going up against someone like Aldridge, who's 7 feet tall, or Blake Griffin, who even in his late career is still a pretty talented player, Stu gave him the work, even with his physical inadequacies with him being a center. So shouts out to Isaiah Stewart tonight. He's had a slow start to the season, but these past 2 games, he's began to pick it up a tad bit. I just want Isaiah Stewart to continue to try to develop and continue to try to hit mid-range jumpers tonight, man. Isaiah Stewart tonight, he attempted a few mid-range jumpers. I know a lot of his points came inside, but he did attempt a few mid-range shots. So I do want to see more of that from him. Going up against someone like Lamarcus Aldridge, try to patent your game after someone like him. He operates out of the post. He does fadeaways. Lamarcus hit mid-range shots as well. So I want to see some of that out of Isaiah Stewart. I would like to see him attempting more mid-range shots as we progress throughout the season. The next player that I want to talk about is Corey Joseph, man. I give props where props are due. We have been criticizing Corey Joseph as a fan base, not necessarily because of his play, but because of the way that Dwayne Casey is using Corey Joseph. Corey Joseph should not be getting the same amount of minutes as Killian Hayes. He should not be getting in over Josh Jackson. There are times in this game and in previous games where we will see Cade Cunningham and Corey Joseph. We do not need to see that. We need to see Cade Cunningham and Josh Jackson. So when we criticize someone like Corey Joseph, it's not because of Corey's play. We know that he's a fine player, a nice bench player to be a backup point guard. We like Corey Joseph in that type of role. We just don't want him getting, major amounts of minutes and getting more minutes than our younger players. But to my point, I will give credit where credit is due. Corey Joseph had a really good ball game tonight, aggressive through and through, kept on attacking the hole. He was scoring for us, and then late down the stretch, he actually hit a few clutch three-point shots for us late in that fourth quarter. So Corey Joseph, good ball game out of him. I just don't want him used in the role that Dwayne Casey has been using him. I want him to have a lesser role on the team, but still, contributing in some way and being a part of this team. Giving him around like 12 minutes per night and giving Killian more minutes, I'll be fine with that, because Corey Joseph, again, he's a solid basketball player. Just don't like the way Dwayne Casey has been using him. I want to talk about the bench mob a little bit. Frank Jackson and Kelly Olynyk, they kept us in this ball game. Olynyk tonight, he actually finished with 14 points and 10 rebounds. So Kelly Olynyk and Frank Jackson, the guys were kind of like the bench mob tonight, and they contributed to us staying competitive. Now, before I get to my negatives, I want to talk about Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham tonight, he was 3 for 7 from the three-point line. So as I said in previous videos, as soon as Cade Cunningham's shots begin to fall, he is going to be really, really dangerous for the Pistons in the future, because he has everything else. He has the playmaking, he has the rebounding, he has the scoring. He just needs the shots to begin to fall, and then Cade can start putting up nearly 30 points a night. He averaged 40% from the three-point line in college. So as soon as Cade Cunningham's three-pointers and mid-ranges begin to fall, it is going to be dangerous to watch, man. And tonight, another solid game, going up against Kevin Durant head-to-head. He went at him, man. Actually, towards the end of this video, I'm going to play a clip from Kevin Durant speaking on Cade Cunningham. So yeah, Cade, he finished with 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And again, if guys would hit more of their shots, that 2 assist total would be much higher. But just in general, to wrap up the Cade point, solid ball game out of him. The next thing that I want to talk about, the negative portion of this video, is Hamidou Diallo. I've looked, I haven't seen anything out there. I did my research. I looked for any information that I could find about why Hamidou Diallo is not getting any minutes right now, and I can't find anything. Rodney McGruder got in 4 minutes tonight. It was in the second quarter when Rodney McGruder got checked into the game, and I was like, what the heck is going on? How do we not see Hamidou Diallo? I don't know. Dwayne Casey hasn't spoken on it yet. Maybe in the coming days he'll mention why Hamidou Diallo is not getting minutes right now, but in general, I don't understand it. Diallo, no, he hasn't earned starting minutes, but I do believe that we have to give him a fair shot on this team this year because of what he did last season and just the potential that we all know that Hamidou Diallo has. I believe he needs to be given more opportunity. He does not need to be getting benched. And I'm going to say this, it's kind of feeling like at this current moment in time, he's getting the Sekou treatment. How, Sekou wouldn't get many minutes and sometimes wouldn't even play at all when he was on the Pistons. And it's kind of feeling like Dwayne Casey is doing that to Hamidou Diallo. Now, again, the season could change down the line in a few months. Who knows? Hamidou, he may end up getting 20 minutes per night in a few months from now. But as of right now, it just feels like Casey, there's just something that he doesn't like about Diallo. We don't know that information right now. Maybe we will find out in the near future. But it is what it is. As of right now, Diallo isn't getting any minutes, and I don't like that. Jeremy Grant, he did not have a good ball game. Couldn't hit many of his shots. Inefficient night from him. Saddiq Bey, he finished with 12 points, but again, his shots have to fall. And yeah, let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets quickly. Kevin Durant, it is really, really hard to stop him, man. No matter who you put in his face, no matter if it's 2, 3 defenders, no matter what it is, Kevin Durant can hit his shots. Coming in a clutch for the Brooklyn Nets. He was the reason why they won this game. Lamarcus Aldridge, he had a really solid ball game. Even with his old age, still shockingly athletic. He had a few blocks tonight where he jumped really high. And I was like, okay, Lamarcus, even with your old age, you can still get up there. So solid defensive game out of him. He had a few mid-range shots as well. So shouts out to Lamarcus Aldridge. Freak Blake Griffin. I'm probably going to have him as the thumbnail of this video. Thank you, Isaiah Stewart, for babying him. And by the way, before I get to my next point, it's all jokes. I don't really hate Blake Griffin. It's just, he's a hometown villain. That's all that he is. And then lastly, before I get out of here, I want to play the Cade Cunningham and Kevin Durant clip. Kevin Durant is going to be speaking on Cade Cunningham. Play that clip right now.
I love Cade's game. I think he's going to be a tough cover for a long, long time. Got to know him when he was in high school, so we built a little relationship. And to play against him in the NBA is it's sweet. We had a lot of conversations about being on this level and what it took, and to see him out here battle through some injuries to start, but to come out here and play aggressive tonight, hit some big shots for him. I'm happy for him. Looking forward to seeing his career.
Were you talking to him? Did you guys get into it a little bit verbally?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, you got guys that you known, and like I said, this is really one of my guys, So when when I'm guarding him, I know he's going to come. I want him to come at me as best as he can, and when he's guarding me, I'm going to do the same. It's just that friendly competition. It ramps up a bit when you know somebody.
96-90, Pistons lose, but I am pleased by most of the things that I saw tonight. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 3K, and I'm out.